Hey guys, John here and welcome to the Facebook Ads auction video. If you haven't heard of the Facebook Ads auction, don't worry. This is a topic that is rarely covered by any dropshipping YouTube videos despite its role in the Facebook Ads algorithm. And luckily, there isn't all that much to it. So long as you know a few basic principles, you can easily start to improve your ad account performance. And that's exactly what I'll be covering in this video. To start things off, I'll provide you with an overview of how the ad auction works and why it's important. This will give you some necessary context that will allow you to take advantage of the system and see better results in your campaigns. Then I'll give you a simple list of things you can do in order to maximize your chances of winning the auction more often. By doing so, you will effectively be able to lower your advertising costs while increasing performance, ultimately resulting in more profit. Alright, let's get to it. What is the auction and how does it work? When you're running an advertisement, it's almost guaranteed that you aren't the only person trying to serve an ad to your target audience. Behind the scenes, you're actually competing with thousands of other advertisers to decide whose ad gets shown and when. The whole idea behind the auction is to prevent Facebook users from getting spammed with paid advertisements, which would make for a horrible user experience. Instead, with the auction, there are a limited number of ads being shown to every user. The way the auction works is pretty simple. Facebook simply takes all of the advertisers and runs them through an algorithm that assigns each advertiser an auction value. The person with the highest value wins and gets the user impression. Let's take a closer look at what the auction value is and how it's calculated. The auction value is essentially a number that describes how relevant an advertisement is. In order to calculate this value, Facebook follows a simple formula that looks like this. At this point, you might be thinking, so how am I supposed to win auctions if I'm using automatic bidding? Don't I have to manually bid in order to win my auctions? Well, not necessarily. If you take a careful look at the formula, you can see that your bid only accounts for 1/3 of the blocks. So you can actually still win tons of auctions provided you nail the remaining two factors. And how can you do that? You can do this by creating high quality ads that both convert well, estimated action rate, and also deliver great user value. No users hiding your ad, reporting it, and no clickbait. Ultimately, the process is pretty straightforward. If you have the highest score, you're going to win the auction every time and get priority access to the highest value audiences. The highest value audiences are made up of people who are most likely to take the actions you're optimizing for. In the case of conversions, you'll get people who are much more likely to actually purchase and also more likely to spend more money in their purchase. So now that you understand the formula and the value of winning the auction, let's talk about some ways to maximize your chances of winning the auction. So number one, conversion rate. The first thing that you can do is increase your overall ad account spend and conversion rate. Again, when determining your auction score, Facebook considers your ad account's historical conversion rates. So if your ads have been performing really well over a longer period of time, your auction scores will actually increase. On the other hand, if you just started your account, it's unlikely your ads are doing phenomenally, and even if they are, there's a little bit of history there, so Facebook won't assign you as high of an estimated action rate. As such, it's crucial that throughout the lifespan of your ad account, you have high converting advertisements running. If you initially had some lower converting advertisements during your testing phase, that's also not a huge deal. You just need to start building up some high converting history as soon as possible. Building up a positive history gets easier too. As you get higher conversion rates, any new ads that you create of equal or greater quality will have even higher conversion rates thanks to your historical rate. Another way you can increase your conversion rate is by making sure you're targeting the right audiences, which will increase your overall user value. Even if you have a fantastic advertisement, targeting the wrong audience is still creating a negative user value, which results in a lower auction score. So when you first start running your ad account, you'll want to narrow down your targeting and find the best performing audience before you start to scale things up. Now, Facebook recently rolled out an update where you can actually see your user value, quality ranking, and your estimated conversion rate ranking. Now you can see these metrics inside of your ads manager by looking at your ads level. You can use these metrics to get a better understanding of where you stand in the auction. By having both a high quality ranking and a high conversion ranking, you maximize your chances of winning the auction at a lower cost. The next thing you have to be careful about is putting too many constraints on your delivery. By this, I mean selecting small audience sizes or limiting placements to only a few options. If you select an audience size that is too small, then Facebook will only have a small set of auctions to bid on, meaning that you will probably have to pay a higher price to win those auctions. Similarly, Limiting placements results in a smaller potential audience. This is because depending on the placement you select, Facebook will have a different inventory of people to potentially pick from. The available inventory of people for a particular placement might also vary based on the time of day. Some people might use Facebook via the phone app during work and the desktop placement when they get home at 6 p.m. So as a general rule of thumb, remember that Facebook doesn't like it when you try to put too many constraints on the algo. This is especially true as of the latest update that we've had in 2019 to 2020. You'll want to provide it with a fairly broad audience, but still relevant audience, as well as automatic placements so it can work with the available inventory to find you the best conversions possible. Alright guys, that's about it when it comes to the Facebook auction. At this point, you should have a good idea of what the auction is, how it works, and know how to raise your auction value so that you can maximize your auction results. I know that a good amount of this stuff is a bit on the abstract side, but don't let that worry you. You just need to have a fundamental understanding of the auction and its elements. Alright, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next video.